Hey everyone, my name's Matt.
And my name's Kate.
And you're listening to Different Strokes, a show where we examine and discuss individual perspectives, ideas and artistic journeys.
Are you a musician, visual artist, dancer, filmmaker, or even a small business owner? Well, this podcast will be a resource to help you navigate your personal artistic endeavours.
So come hang out with us and let's chat.
All right, well, we are here in the studio for an amazing conversation with Aldona Kmieć and Fiona Barbetti. Thank you both so much for being here. It's truly wonderful to speak to you. I was talking to you a little bit before about how I came across the two of you, and it was honestly scrolling around on Instagram, looking at different galleries, looking at different exhibitions, and I came across some information about R.A.G.E that we'll talk about in a minute, which is an exhibition that you've both been involved in. And I just grabbed Matt and I was like, we need to talk to these people about this. This is exactly the conversations that we've been having, that we're drawn to, that sort of the podcast is all about. And I'd love to get you guys to talk more about this as well. And the exhibition was, there was 5 of you, 5 artists. There's also Stephanie, Florence and Catalina.
Yeah.
So maybe you could speak to about their work as well. But so the exhibition was in April, or finished in early April?
Yeah, at Trocadero Projects in Footscray. And it came about from, we were in a peer-to-peer mentoring program that Trocadero runs. And then sort of out of that 6-month program, we then at the end were like, well, why don't we, put a proposal in for a group show to sort of making works about these ideas of sustaining creative practices in life. And we're also looking at then, the frustrations that can come from trying to maintain creative practice and art making within our lives, and, not wanting to let it go. For me personally is the thing I'm always sort of up and down with, like, I'm done with this, and then, it sort of always comes creeping back. So I think that was a really great experience, and then opportunity that then Trocadero took on our proposal, and then we had the show.
And you knew each other before then, or
no? So we all met each other through the mentoring program. Yeah,
it was an interesting experiment, actually, really. Interesting experiment, because we were also thinking, okay, what's going to happen after these 6 months? We're going to say goodbye and never see each other again, or maybe we should do something together. And our mentors, Gyan and Manisha, encouraged us to apply for possibly an exhibition together, and we did, and we had no idea.
And not knowing each other, or even sort of, different people's practice. Everyone's at different sort of stages, or what they do with their art practice also, from, like having experience with exhibiting in R.A.G.Es myself, and then Aldona has her studio practice and lots of exhibiting. So it definitely was an experience to get together, doing a group show with artists that you've never just met.
It was just like getting to know each other through this R.A.G.E idea.
So random acts of gentle expression is what R.A.G.E stands for. And I wrote down a little blurb about that as well. Examining, this might be actually your, Aldona, it might be your little blurb that I wrote down, but examining the space between persistence and doubt, asking how creativity survives amid uncertainty, exhaustion, and hope. Does that ring a bell? Does that sound like something you would say?
I don't remember who wrote what.
You can take credit.
I don't know. We all kind of contributed to this project equally, really.
Yeah.
And did we do SWOT analysis before the show? Like, who does what we're good at, who can do what, and we kind of delegated a little bit, which I think you would.
Really writing isn't my strong suit. I wasn't part of the
mine neither.
the refining the writing.
Maybe some skills that you picked up.
I think we delegated Stephanie to write.
I think
Stephanie
so.
was pretty good with words.
So sustaining a creative practice sort of amid your exhaustion, uncertainty, the frustration with developing a practice or sustaining a practice. So
talk to me about the title of that as well, Random Acts of Gentle Expression, and how that kind of ties in?
I think it might have been my idea for this title, R.A.G.E. We had this little word cloud. I think I used to work as a project manager on IT projects and websites and apps before, and kind of had a little softwares, little spreadsheets that I used to use for work. And I started planning this, exhibition from my end. And I kind of opened it up to people and said, do you guys want to use my documents and my shirts, Google Drive, where we can do this? And everyone started contributing their things and their ideas. And we had this word cloud, like, what could we call this show? What is this show about? It was probably one of the hardest exhibitions that I've been involved in, because we didn't know each other. And everyone was a little bit tiptoeing at the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone being very
no
polite.
one wanted to be offending anyone. But yeah, I kind of came up with this rage thing because I wanted people to just tear all of this. I really wanted everyone to come out of the whatever shell they needed to come out and just put something there for the world to see under this title. And the Rage came up not probably from, I don't know, raging against the system, against the machine. That's what the art, being an artist, is about. So that kind of made me think, yeah, it's a good title for this, for what I wanted to do personally. But I had no idea if the group will actually accept this title. So I was very, very happy that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very much approaching it from the random acts of gentle expression and like small moments and things in life that among, art making, and then sort of my art practice personally is a reflection of, the things happening in life. And so I think that I wasn't I was like, I'm not angry. And so, like, how am I, like, connecting with this rage thing? And I think if you walked into the exhibition, you definitely were not seeing an angry show.
No, that's why we had these dots. We had these little dots between letters. So we wanted people to read more into what they would see at first. We wanted them to dive deeper and have this kind of subtitle, Random Acts of Gentle Expression. So there was something behind that we wanted people to think about. Yeah.
Well, I guess art making is that, not rage, but
it's very raw.
Yeah. And it comes from, there's a deep sort of desire within artists to create and to put work out and to be around that, and it does evoke such strong kind of feelings within you. So you do have a bit of rage in yourself because you've got these ideas, or you've got this these different thoughts about different work that you might want to create, and such a strong kind of pull to do it. And that kind of contrasts a little bit with what your elongated title, the Random Acts of Gentle Expression. You do have to be gentle with your art making as well. You can't frighten it off. You have to nurture it and go softly with it. That's my experience anyway, and an experience of a lot of people that I know too. So I love the title, and I think any artist can see a little bit of their practice in that and can relate to that in some kind of way. And I guess that's the whole point of having a beautiful collaborative exhibition of a lot of different people with different practices and different personal art experiences, because they can relate to it in a different way and bring something to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you were saying about, I guess those the rage, or, the frustrations that can be part of having the creative practice and wanting things that you're wanting to try and achieve, and then, you get the knockbacks with proposals, and then you're like, oh, well, will I be able to make this body of work, or why now am I making this body of work if there's nowhere to put it? Or so there's always that sort of like inner fight that's going on, or but I really want to make this work, and I want to see it happen.
Yeah, and also for me was a little bit of that fear that no one's gonna come and see it. We put all this work.
Yeah.
We really make an effort, and no one cares. So it's part of that rage, right?
We cared, but we didn't see it. I have to be honest about that. I went on a Wednesday. The last week, I found out about the exhibition too late, and I was like, I'm going this week. I've got time on Wednesday, and I went, and it was closed because the gallery wasn't open on that day. I was gutted, and then I was too busy to say, I'm so sorry. So I'm here talking about your work, and I didn't see the exhibition.
There's plenty of Instagram stories.
Whatever it looked like, I'm sure it was great.
But all of the photos of it looked amazing, and all of your collective, like all of your works all together looked fantastic. And we'll talk a little bit about that now if you'd like. I don't know who would like to go first.
Yeah,
we're looking at Fiona.
I guess, go for it.
Yeah,
go for it.
What am I talking about?
Yeah, your work. I mean, so you're both photographers. I
have some photography within my practice. I'm definitely multidisciplinary. Depending on what my concept is sort of where then the art forms lead that I'm working with. But yeah, there has always, I think, been photography a constant as part of that. And yeah, lots of work that I'm working with at the moment is just like candid photos that I've been taking. And then I'm sort of doing these ceramic collages over the top, extending the image. I've got a lot of text in my practice at the moment, sort of communicating these messages and ideas. I also use a lot of song lyrics, within that, sort of expressing these moments in life and time. And I also just really like making and creating things. And so, yeah, when I am sort of, within my practice going, I think I'm just going to stop and, have a break. And I will, and then I'm just like, but I'm supposed to be an artist. I'm not making anything. I haven't done anything for a few months. And then, like, ideas sort of slowly come back, and I was like, oh, no, I really actually want to make this body of work, whatever, even if I got 5 rejections from shows. And then in the meantime, I feel like I'm always still doing something, maybe like a little crafty home project or something. But yeah, it's sort of like I can't escape it. It just keeps going, even if I don't want it to.
It's a compulsion.
Yeah.
And your work is super bright and colourful, and I've seen the looks like almost collage work on top of the red checkers and the words on top of that as
layers.
Well. And beautiful. Really eye-catching, really beautiful, and strong messages as well when you start to read some of the text that you've overlaid, and wow, interesting, and it has all this depth of meaning to it.
Yeah.
The longer you spend with it.
Yeah, so it's definitely got to do with sort of like my identity as being like, well, now a parent. Yeah. I say now, he's almost 8 years old. I should be used to it. And yeah, then those ideas of who then am I within the bigger picture of everything. And then, I'm making this work and I'm like, it just seems like really female art. And then it's like, well, what's wrong with making artwork about domestic life and scenes that are, happening around you, because that's where you are.
Is that some of the still life components then as well? Because typically that would have been the women's sort of viewpoint of historically a lot of artwork that would have been the still life stuff, because obviously women can't go out without chaperones. A couple of centuries ago, you couldn't just go out like some of the male impressionists and do all of that work. You had to, and the woman's job was still at home. So if you were making art as a woman back then, you would have just been doing it at home, and what you've got around you is the vase of flowers.
Absolutely.
So you're intentionally doing that as part of your work too?
Yeah. So that's informing my practice of looking at this history of female artists and what they had access to around them, and then this is just as important as what the men are doing, going out in the fields on their trains.
Why does that have to be diminished just because
Yeah,
it wasn't
absolutely.
as serious or as profound as what they were doing. Like it's still
Yeah, and it's sort of
just as
then
valid.
this documentation of what is happening in life in these, small, gentle, random moments
of expression.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So accidentally feminist as well. Love that.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was looking at some of your work. You've had the light and shade of limbo, and the highly evolved series of work. They're around your own personal experience and your journey with fertility and having a child and changing identity, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So your lived experience is very much part of your work.
Yeah, definitely entwined in my art practice, and that's where then it's sort of these compulsions of I need to, maybe it's my sort of therapy or ways of working through what's happening, and also that this isn't just an individual experience, that so many people do go through these common shared experiences, but quietly, individually, perhaps alone. And so I think it's really important then to communicate that through the way I know, through the art making, and then other people can feel some comfort or connection to then those artworks as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Aldona, you're a photographer as well, installation artist, a bit of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you
mixed
obviously
media,
have a
sonotype installation.
Yes.
Sound some time ago, play music, but no one knows that. No one needs to know it.
Oh, well, we do now.
Yeah, that's it.
I love painting, I love drawings, but I think I came to making art professional a little bit later in life because where I grew up, really. I grew up in the communism era in the 80s in Poland.
Yeah.
And I had to learn a different language, which is a good experience for my brain and everything, but not necessarily that I would choose to learn the particular language when I was a kid. And then the political system has changed in Poland after 1989, and suddenly the whole world's changed for me. And I didn't have, like, growing up on a farm, I didn't have many opportunities to be an artist, really. But that was something that I always dreamed about. I thought that I would be maybe wanting to be an architect or a musician or a sport. I've always been good at sports and music, but the visual art was something that I wanted to try, but I wasn't encouraged. Like, my family didn't really have time. Everyone was working really hard. So, after school, I would just, go and help with the farm work. And art was something that was far, removed.
Yeah.
I've never met any artists up until when I was, I don't know, maybe moved out of Poland, really.
Yeah.
And when I was up, 25. And that was not part of the life that was my reality.
It's too frivolous. It wasn't, something
it
that's
wasn't
important
practical.
To do. Yeah,
it was, but I always knew I was creative. I always felt it. When I was 9 years old, I painted the window in my room. So I don't want to have a bed. I want to sleep on a mattress on a floor. I want to learn languages, other languages than the one I knew. And I just wanted to explore my, I love books and imagination, and drawing was my world, and also being out in the nature, because growing up on a farm, you're really growing up as a wild child with a very, rebellious attitude, and I definitely was a rebel and not an easy child to be around.
Sure.
So I know that I do. Feel for my parents and my siblings. So going back to it, when I moved out of Poland and moved to UK, and when we joined the European Union, and I realized I speak English pretty well, and I can I just want to experience and find the world. And that's maybe 3 years of living in the UK, in London. I quit my job one day. I was just totally burnt out through the stress of everything what happened in my life, what I had to process. And then I went to study photography, and I always knew that I'm just going to do something like that. But I just finally had to arrive economically there, where I could actually afford, university and afford my rent and everything. And I was just there on my own. And it just started there for me. So I finished my university and won a beautiful camera. I don't know how it happened. I just took images that happened to win the main prize after the end of university grad show, and I won a beautiful Hasselblad camera, film camera.
Yep.
And then a few years later, I met my partner and moved to Australia, and that's when I found time to practice my art. Yeah. Really, like for reality. So I was 32 years old when I actually started thinking about the career as an artist, which was quite late in life, but better late than never.
But I'm so glad you didn't shut down that sort of drive that you had. That you listened to it and you kept it. And
I always knew who I was and what I didn't want.
It's amazing.
And also my body was telling what I shouldn't be doing. Yeah, I was really listening to it, and I could feel, there was a lot of stress that was associated with other things, and art was giving me this really different. Art was also very frustrating.
Oh, of course, in a different way.
The rage thing. You just had to arrive to it and kind of grow into it and try, because I always wanted to try this. I said I was always a risk taker, and I said this is the time that I need to do it now. And this is a good time to do it. And I set up my ABN. And started doing photography more commercially.
Great.
But at the same time, I always had the parallel kind of world of artistic practice, and I made it my plan to always maintain it, regardless of the job that I was doing. And
did you ever experience like imposter syndrome or like a lack of confidence?
Hello, all the time. Like I was a foreigner anywhere I was. Even in Poland, I actually felt like I was just. I don't know. I was just interested in lots of other things that my peers were not interested in, and I just needed to find my tribe really to feel at home. So I didn't feel necessarily at home being in Poland, which sounds really weird, but that's what was my experience. Just wanted to experience something different, and I really embraced that inner world that I wanted to somehow express in a different way. But imposter syndrome, yes, when you're a migrant, when you have an accent, when you don't know the rules, when you don't know anyone, when you don't have networks, it's just one of the things. Like, how do you find strength in it? Like, how do you actually have the courage to be yourself? It's really hard sometimes to have the courage. I certainly, learned a lot from my mistakes, and I made tons of them before I actually had some kind of feeling of being proud of who I am, and also feeling confident in being myself and letting others accept me who I am and seeing me who I am, instead of pretending that I'm someone I'm not. It's really hard. You have to arrive, and it took me a lifetime to do it, I guess.
Yeah. And just thinking back to what you were saying a little bit before as well, that sort of urge in your body and listening to your body, and that almost telling you that you need to keep going with your artwork too. And Fiona, maybe you can sort of relate to that in some kind of way, this thing that you're drawn to keep creating, and you sort of might stop for a little while, but then you have to keep going, and you can kind of feel when you need to be creating and you need to be making stuff, or keep going with your art and coming back to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think those non-making times are actually just important when you're not, I guess, like actively seeking to be creating something, but you're just sort of being in the world, observing. I'm always taking notes. Like, I've got thousands of notes on my phone that, just sort of always just coming up of, oh, that's interesting. Or, I go see another exhibition, and then I'm just like, oh my God, I want to make some drawings, or, just that like compulsion, I guess. That thing also of, the privilege to be calling yourself an artist and making that work with time. But also I find really that, thing between time versus energy. Like, I might have few hours, but it's like the only few hours I've had of nothingness, say, for a fortnight. Am I really just then spending that time, doing some painting, or do I just want to lie flat on the couch, or, that kind of thing? So having that balance sort of worked out too can be challenging, or being like, I really want to make stuff. I don't actually have the time at the moment. So it's like, I'll make some notes. I'll do some little sketches and record the idea, and then, come back to that idea.
Yeah.
Even if it is sometimes, a few months later. But yeah, having that time of not doing things, I think, is then when, the ideas then start like slowly brewing again, and then you maybe, you become excited to make things, and then you have this intense period of making. And even that, the difference between, the idea germinating to then, sometimes when you're doing then the making, it's a different process and, way of using your brain and time. Sometimes, the painting I'm doing, it's quite just blocking, in colour, because the thinking about it has all happened already. And then that can actually be quite, a meditative, enjoyable time when it's not as, then mentally heavy.
Yeah, I've thought a lot about this in my own practice. Like the amount of time I spend thinking about a canvas or looking at a canvas, but compared to actually just laying down the paint on the surface. And I've beat myself up a lot over like the last couple of decades or whatever. The amount of time I'll go and just sit and just look at a half finished painting and just stare at it, have a cup of coffee, walk around the room, come back, sit and stare at it, compared to the amount of time I've actually spent brush stroking, like actually doing it. And the amount of time I've spent away from my art is definitely way more than I've spent actually doing my actual art. And I've beat myself up a lot about this and put a lot of pressure on myself. But I'm going to take something that you've said there and just keep that in the back of my mind from now as well, is just not sort of appreciate, I suppose, that non-making time, that it is all part of it, and to stop beating myself up and stop judging myself for that, and recognize that it is part of that process, and maybe that's exactly what I need to be doing right now.
It's taken me a long time to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Also, like, it's all right that I haven't painted for, 4 months or something. It'll come back. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you find that once you've set your stuff up at an exhibition that you take this deep breath out and you kind of just go, I can rest for a little bit now?
Yeah, there is absolutely that post-exhibition
Feels good.
burnout. I don't know. But yeah, it's a very intense time, and you're like, I did it. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I definitely am like, I should keep this momentum rolling, and, but then I'm also just like, I don't know what I want to do next, or now I need to write proposals to get another show. Yeah. And that's a whole other side of the practice that
your brain just keeps going then.
Yeah, definitely.
I get a bit of anxiety. I'm like, if I finish something, I'm like, oh, no, I can't let this momentum die. I have to keep going. What's next? And I had all these other plans, and I've got to talk to people, and I kind of I can't let it. I can't just chill.
And then you're looking at all the opportunities, what's out there at the moment. When are the, I even, sometimes have a spreadsheet of like, these are the times of years when, these kind of call outs happen from this gallery and this, it's a 6-month process.
Right.
Some of them are a 2-year process, and so then there's that art business side that you sort of need to be managing and thinking about at the same time as, I just want to do the painting, and what does it have to be for except for maybe just making the painting? Yeah.
How do you both balance your own that duality, the artist, the creative, versus the business person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Aldona's good at business.
I think I am a little bit. I think I'm doing okay. I think I always been a bit of a hustler, because I grew up without internet and Wi-Fi and telephones in the house, and then Google came in and we had this dial-up computer internet, and I was like, wow, what's this? So I really applied myself to it. I was a very adopter of things, and it helped me with business skills, I guess, software skills. I've learned that I had quite a knack of learning software and worked in digital, I guess, industry for a long time in marketing, and but then recently I just don't have Facebook on my phone. I don't really like being on screens very much, and my practice is really changing now. It's really changing into going back to the basics and making something with my hands, with lights, with water, with so that I've moved to 6 or 8 months ago. I've moved to my current studio at Montserrat Art Center in Eltham, and I've started running or working with cyanotype and teaching it at workshops. And what it does amazing things to my brain and to all the people who come and ask, and they're like, "You've got this amazing studio. There's a sound of water. There's a natural light. There's this. You can totally switch off."
Beautiful.
Took me a very long time to find that place.
It feeds your creativity, obviously.
Yeah,
it helps.
so we're going back to the business question. I guess, I'm a generalist. I know everything, a little bit. So I've learned how to be a, bookkeeper, a little bit of an accountant, a bit of a marketing manager for myself, project manager, everything, a gardener, everything. You just I think growing up on a farm gives you a lot of these good skills, and you become resilient, and you maybe prioritize. If you don't grow up with money, I think you learn to not to spend it too much and learn how to, I guess, make lots of things from not much. I think it's a very good skill too. I also learn about myself that I don't like to possess too many things. I have too many things, physical things, because it distracts me.
Yeah, right.
Too many things on my phone. I don't have many apps on my phone whatsoever. Only that, I like to delete more than half what's on the phone. I don't use it, but it won't let me delete. I just don't like distraction, and less is more. So I've been really more flourishing if I have less things, and things are organized. So I don't know where it comes from, but it distracts me otherwise, and I can't function until I actually remove things from my life, and then I can really focus and create something. And that's how I've been. That's an interesting sound.
Is that because there's
sound.
bands next to us? It might have been feedback.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah,
Yeah.
the business side. I guess I've learned it, and it took me a long time to learn some basics. You don't need to know much, but you need to know the basics, and I think that's how I'm keeping that working.
As someone starting out, your advice, both of you, either of you, to say an emerging artist who's now making the choice to follow their creative practice and turn it into a bit of a business, or maybe they've just started, what's number one or two things that you really suggest that they kind of learn, because it would really help them in the long run?
I think it's thinking about what kind of practice you want to be having. Are you wanting to be, selling prints of paintings, on Instagram, for example? Are you wanting to be an exhibiting artist, which, are all definitely equal of, what you're wanting to do with your creative life and practice? Are you wanting to be making money from it, or are you just wanting to, show work and create for the sake of creating? Because then that also, I guess, leads to then areas where you'd want to be focusing your energy, and, going to other people's exhibition openings is just so important, to just be getting out there and seeing work, and then seeing the kind of work that is shown in different gallery spaces that sits with your practice. Again, if that's what you're wanting to be doing, the, exhibiting. And also, no one wants to talk about it, but, it's not cheap to have an exhibition. You can be looking at $1,000 at an R.A.G.E, to have your show for 2 weeks. So, then that also consideration of how am I funding my art practice, and what is sustainable and, realistic for everyone's, individual situations too. Yeah. And just, I think, being okay with the ebbs and flows of the making that will happen, and, you know, because there is then, you know, having part-time jobs, full-time jobs, family life, pets, you know, social life, you know, everything else that's, you know, part of living. Yeah, and then how sort of you want to, how much you can commit to, I guess, those different areas. And that was actually a really good, we did a little session when we were doing the peer-to-peer mentoring about, you know, what do you think your art practice, you know, would look like, you know, in 5 years' time, 10 years' time? You know, what commitments can you, you know, actually make to then make those things happen and have it the way that you envisage, you know, your practice to be. And I found that really helpful in thinking about, and I guess being okay with, you know, where things are. This has totally gone off what we were talking about. No. Sorry.
It's all valid. All valid. All valid.
Part of it, yeah.
Go on, Aldona.
The advice for people, I guess, you know, take an A4 size paper and a pen and just divide it into vertical and horizontal line and put on the left, you know, what can you do, what you can't do, what you want to do. And the fourth one is what you're going to be doing for the next 12 months.
I was about to say, almost like the Japanese ikigai sort of situation, like that Zen diagram of like what you can already do and what, you know, all the, it's similar to that. Yeah,
it's like what decide, like you sometimes, you know, we arrive into something for a long time and like where you are at the time, what you want to be doing. If you, I don't know, if you have time to do arts or opportunity or privilege to do arts, you know, and if you want to do it, you got to know some basic, you want to people to know that you exist. So how do you make yourself exist? You don't have to be on Instagram to exist. You can go and talk to people face to face, or handwrite a letter. That's very touching. Usually, when someone sends you a letter that has been handwritten, it never happens.
No, it doesn't happen
but
anymore.
It makes an impression, I think, on people when someone, you know, sends you a Christmas card that's handwritten. That's quite a special collectible gift, really. And I do have collection of some beautiful Christmas cards from people. I don't know. It's each industry, each thing, it will have some kind of requirements. What you need to find out, you need to know what these requirements are, and try to learn them, and or employ people or ask people, swap skills. You know, if you can't do something, maybe there's someone else that can help you, or you can exchange skills. And I guess finding a mentor is pretty good one, because they've had experience. And I wished, like, for my younger self to have the courage to reach out to people more and ask for help more, because, you know, we tend to be in our heads a little bit too much and not ask for help, because it does save time, and it will probably relieves your stress a little bit more if you ask for help and become part of the tribe. But not everyone is from Melbourne or is from some, you know, has networks, or if you're from outside or you just moved to Melbourne, I guess you go out and meet people and reach out to curators, reach out to galleries, and find out what are requirements for having an exhibition or I don't know, and start reaching out to people. And also keep doing your practice, keep making your practice alive. Like, if you're drawing, draw every day, don't sit on that. If you go to a train, on a train, like, everyone's on their phones. Like, you could be, if you're a drawer, you could be drawing people on their phones. You don't have to be on the phone. You can actually practice your skill, observing people, and you'll be amazed that you'll be making eye contact with other people who are also not on their phones. And it's like let's change the world a little bit, because we've gone too much into that screen kind of robotic existence, which we hate, but we need to make changes ourselves to change the world, really, in a little way. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so being intentional around what you want your art practice to be, or what direction you want to take it in, having a mentor, talking to people who've done it before, because you don't have to have it all figured out.
No.
And often you can learn so much about what you should or could be doing. Not should. I shouldn't say should. what you could be doing to sustain or to build your practice. Talking to people and asking for help and seeing what people have done before you has been such a change, such a big change for me. And when I've spoken to different people and gotten people's different opinions about different things, or asked other artists who have exhibited when I hadn't exhibited before, how do am I missing anything? Here's my checklist. What am I missing? And people have given me ideas and stuff, and that's been so valuable. And keeping, like you said, keeping your art practice alive. So dabble a little bit here and there and just keep it flowing.
I also want to say something else, which escaped me, of course.
Oh, I'm sorry. I talk over people too much.
It will come back to me.
Yeah, I think it is about, that thinking about, well, what you want to see in your practice, even if it is just, what I want to see happen this month or, in 12 months. And then what are those like practical little things that you can do to make that happen? Yeah, is good. And definitely talking to people. People love talking about themselves, right? If you ask people questions, as I'm blabbing.
I just remember what I was going to say.
Good. They'll, want to talk about their experience and what they do. Yeah. And so then you can be like, yes, I can take that on myself.
I was going to say that we participate in competitions, in awards, call-outs. We as artists sometimes feel like we're just at the end of it, like with the products, but we actually need to realize that we have the stake in supporting arts organization or supporting a gallery by just applying for something. We are the active people who make that happen. Yeah. And we shouldn't be feeling like we're at the grey end of things, that we don't matter. We actually make this happen ourselves. We are the participants and also funders of this place in some little way. So it gives us some kind of little maybe feeling of appreciation. So don't forget that you actually making an active part into supporting this industry and that you believe in. You want to support it. So volunteering is another if you're new to a place, go and volunteer. I've met this is the one and the first thing. So I used to live in Ballarat a long time ago when I moved to Australia, and the first thing I did was to find a volunteering place. So Ballarat Photo Biennale Festival was my first organization that I went to and volunteer and still do after all those years. And also Heidi Museum of Modern Art, where I volunteer a few times a month. And it's very important. We are actually supporting all of these organizations as much as they support us as well. So you then reach out to those organizations, say, hey, maybe one day I could have an exhibition here or somewhere, because you actually are supporting this industry. So important to realize that as well.
Sure.
If you could, if you had 30 seconds with a 7-year-old you, what would you tell them?
I would ask for a hug.
That's so sweet. Just have fun. Just enjoy it. Don't worry too much. Everything will just be what it is. Yeah. God.
I'd probably say just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, just
everything.
make it.
Just do it. Do the thing. Just do it.
And don't stop being a kid and have an imagination.
Yeah, don't think too much about it all. Yeah. And just
and put your phone down.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
Put your phone away.
Draw people on trains. Put your phone away. Yeah. Did you find that the collaboration then was quite fed your creative practice? Did you find you got something out of just that simple thing of just collaborating with people on the exhibition rather than working in isolation?
Yeah, it was interesting. I guess being given like a theme, to work and create something. Yeah, and then having some parameters to do something different, perhaps. And then just sort of noticing what other people are doing and what their practices look like, and sparking those ideas. I would like to say that Aldona and I have made quite a nice connection through it, and so then even though the exhibition ended months ago now, we sort of keep, dipping back into each other's lives. So having that, network and supporting one another, I think is really great. Yeah.
Did you want to briefly mention the other artists that you work with and what they do? Just like a little quick.
Yeah, so
they don't feel left out.
No, absolutely. It's Florence Wang, so who's a oil painter. Then Stephanie Sue, who's also a painter, and she did
she does lots of writing as well.
She's great with words. And Catalina Labroda. Catalina is also a photographer a little bit. For this show, she didn't do photography. And she had a little baby on the way when she was doing the exhibition as well. So it's
so she had lots of big life change sort of in the middle of it all. And so then seeing what that means within life. Yeah.
And we all were in different, parts of Melbourne, and everyone's busy and working or, have an arts practice. And so, it was a challenge a little bit as well to decide what we want to do, because suddenly there's a blank page. What do we want to do? This show about it that makes sense, that, hopefully people will come and see and to challenge something that we may be difficult to challenge or talk about, and how much do we want to open up. And it would be nice to revisit this in another exhibition, maybe,
Do you think there's more to talk about with the that whole idea of creative practice that's equally frustrating as hopeful and all this? Do you think that there's anything that's not left unsaid but could be evolved and then do another exhibition? Is it something that you'll come back to? Or
from my personal experience, I feel definitely, definitely we want to be, open up more, I think, towards, I don't know, that's how I feel, because, we were a little bit too much tiptoeing. If it was like, I was like, come on, let's dive deeper into this. But that was my experience. I don't know if that was everyone's experience, but there might be a number 2 edition. Who knows?
I feel like it's always a thing that I'm like thinking about, and like I said, listening to podcasts about artist practice and how they're making it work and or it's not working, and just and even I have written some proposals for shows that are sort of showing that process and art practice and studio practice as the artworks that are then in the exhibition space, but they all got rejected, so
for now.
But you know what our mentor was saying? Like,
so,
keep applying.
Yeah, but you just keep applying, right? You
and
go,
10 years later.
Yeah, there's different reasons why. There's different reasons, they've got their curatorial visions and, different, works that, we've got a show that's similar to that kind of thing. And, there's all that back behind the scenes, within galleries also.
It's like a lesson in not taking it personally, though, too, isn't it?
Absolutely. You have to just be like, it wasn't the time for that. And I'll just keep, making these things in my studio space and, and then being good at clearing out your studio to then make room for new stuff. Yeah, which is a challenge because, you get really attached to them things and you think, but when I'm dead in 100 years, they're going to want this for my retrospective.
Of course. It's going to be important. Yeah.
I want to propose a controversial idea here because I don't think we have enough galleries for all the artists that want to exhibit work, of course. And it's really hard to get it. That's why we have, so many hundreds of applications. So maybe, we have so many sporting clubs around. Why don't we embrace this space to put artworks in? Sport and art can coexist.
Yeah.
It's just not done.
I wish more music and art coexisted. Like a gallery space that's also purpose built for music at the same time.
It's my dream.
You got an exhibition. We actually did an exhibition that was, where me and my friends wrote the music for the painting. It was great. But somewhere that's a gallery space that you can go to, and while you're enjoying the music, you can go and check this art out and buy stuff.
absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
Cafes and, you know.
More galleries like sports clubs, sports teams that not compete against each other, but exist in this space together.
Do some paintings of footballers.
And
They sell.
anything.
Yeah. You might be onto something.
Oh, hang on a second.
Other spaces, let's embrace other spaces. You know, go to a local cafe and ask them. My local cafes in Rosanna and Heidelberg, they've been really, really supportive. They always let me leave my, leaflets or sometimes artwork, and it's they have no idea how amazing it is when they say yes. That you feel so like, I can show my work to other people, and I don't have to pay $1,000 for a space for a month. It's
just little simple things like that, but actually it's at grassroots, so simple but so important. Yeah, and can validate someone's practice so easily.
And business owners, cafe owners are so happy to have something that is,
and all the visitors get to see a glimpse of someone's practice and all of that, which is amazing as well. I know that you were running short on a bit of time potentially. Did you want to just mention a little bit about like what you're up to at the moment, like where to from here? What are you what's going on in the background for you in your practice?
I have too much to say, but Fiona, I know you run short of time.
Yeah, I've been from our group show. One of the works I made, I've been looking at this idea of like postcards from the past and of these, old photos that I took 6 years ago or something, just on your phone camera. But then, I'm sort of blowing them up and making text out of clay and then making bits and pieces out of clay that are then layered onto those. And, it is sort of all about these memories and, small moments in time that are actually, really important and, places that you can't return to also. So there's sort of this nostalgic element to the body of work. So I'm just sort of like making the bits and pieces that then could, go together. Well, and also just, having a little play. I did some cyanotype printing. I'm also a high school art teacher, so I'm always just sort of playing with materials and,
With me, I've been running regular cyanotype workshops in my studio, and now I'm evolving into more full-day cyanotype workshops, working more with digital negatives and teaching the photographic printing, not just botanical cyanotypes, but photographic cyanotypes, which is super interesting. And I'm also interested in the idea of working with unexposed cyanotypes, so exposed cyanotypes but unwashed. So when they don't get washed with water to change them into the blue, but actually oxidizing them for weeks and weeks in the sun, they become this beautiful bronze color, especially when you use them on canvas. And I've been playing around with some acrylic paints as well. So it doesn't resemble cyanotype as much, but it is technically a cyanotype because you're using photographic, the cyanotype mixture. But it doesn't look like it.
That's so interesting.
So I just want to explore that material, limitations, because obviously it's also light sensitive, so it will oxidize. And I'm just interested in that material change on textiles. I've been teaching it regularly, and also just creating some prints for awards or competitions that are coming up in the next few months, and just making it more and more complex for myself to see what is the limitation, what else I can learn. Multi-layering of photographs on paper or on canvas or on textile is beautiful as well. I've been also doing a lot of wet cyanotypes and layered cyanotypes and wet cyanotypes on top, and all sorts of cyanotype stuff. So I've just been really exploring the medium as much as I can, as experimental as I can as well, and reusing things, I don't know, eggs carton or sardines tins, what else I can make from it. Just using
for everyone else like me out there, what do you mean by cyanotype?
Okay, cyanotype. Yeah, going back.
Should have asked ages ago.
Absolutely,
Sorry.
Yeah. So it's cyanotype is the old photographic printing process invented in 1842, where you use iron salts that are light sensitive. You coat, you mix them with water; they become more light sensitive. Light sensitive solution that is color of like a lime green. You coat the paper or some natural surface with it. You dry it in the dark because it's light sensitive, so you don't want to expose it to the light. But you don't need a dark room for it. You can work in dim light.
Okay.
And then you place an object that you want on top of the paper, whether it's a black and white negative or a plant or whatever it is, and you put it out in the sun or under UV lamp. The UV rays will expose the image. When you then done the exposure for, 3 minutes to 35 minutes to 1 hour, whatever, how long you want to expose it for, you wash it with water under normal running water, and the image magically turns blue, which is the kind of key moment when you actually see what you've created. Because you can't really tell sometimes, especially if you're working with canvas. And the print magically appears, whether it's a botanical print or photograph, and it's amazing. This is the magic of photography.
I want to do that.
He actually made in the sun. Anyone can do it.
Oh, what? Really?
I've done this at home. I'll show you. You know it.
It's
You've
fantastic.
Seen it before.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. The first time I was shown cyanotype, I lost my mind. I was like,
it's
this
fantastic.
is so cool and so
Affordable.
affordable.
Yeah.
I did it with I've done it with a lot of my students in schools, and some of them think it's the most boring thing they've ever done, and some of them really love it. And it was mostly just go out and collect different materials and layer it on the bits of paper, and then develop these things. And some kids get really into it, some don't. But I love it. I think it's really, really fun.
Or come and visit my studio and see what you can do.
That's it. I will come to a workshop. I'll bring Matt.
I'll challenge
Matt will
you.
do his first cyanotype workshops.
And I'll see you at Rage 2.
Yes.
Right, do it.
Where can we find all of your work, or you're on Instagram? We'll obviously link you both in to our posts and stuff that we do. But is there anything that you would like to say to our audience, our listeners, to how they can reach you, how can they find your work and that kind of thing?
I'm on Instagram, Aldona Kmieć. I don't have a very easy last name to remember, so I just Google Aldona photography. I must say, at the time you'll find me, and it's a very unusual name, so you'll find me. And I have a website, aldonakmieć.com as well.
I've got the Instagram is the still_life, and I have a website also, fionamakes.com, that desperately needs an update, but do I want to do some painting or update a website?
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
we'll be sending lots of people your way, and they'll be able to check out all of your beautiful work, and obviously all of the associated photos and posts and stuff you've done for R.A.G.E. And like Matt said, we're excited to see R.A.G.E, Volume 2, and see what comes from this.
Or whatever iteration it is.
That's it.
Yeah, it would be a nice idea to do it.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so
I'm
much.
sorry I didn't talk that much. I was just engaged in listening, and
we can do take two.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, all the mics were off.
Thanks for inviting us. It was really lovely.
Absolutely. Thanks for reaching out. It's been fun.
Yeah,
absolutely wonderful conversation. So thank you so much, guys. Really, really appreciate having you here.
Yes.
Amazing.
Thanks for listening to us blab.
Anytime.
Thanks again for listening to our podcast. You can find us on Instagram at different.strokes.podcast. This is where the majority of our content will be.
And if you've got any suggestions for guests that you want to hear on the show, you can email us at ds.podcast.melb@gmail.com. So that's Melb as in MELB for Melbourne. And remember, the way that this show grows is if you're sharing it with your friends and subscribing to us wherever it is that you listen to your podcasts.
Bye.